Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, the rededication ceremonies continue. You're invited to Kelly Mayor Middle and Wood Elementary Schools for these special events.
And we'll show you how distracted pedestrians can be just as dangerous as distracted drivers.
Then, after disappearing for decades, whooping cough is back. We'll tell you how you can prevent this debilitating disease.
Plus, break out your lederhosen. It's time for Oktoberfest. We'll take you to Alpine Village to celebrate. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. Governor Brown signed several bills into law recently. Among them is legislation that would allow young illegal immigrants who qualify for the new federal work permit program to obtain driver's licenses. A new California law will also allow juveniles sentenced to life in prison to be eligible for early release after serving 25 years. California parks will get some help to prevent closures. A new law will use state funds to ward off the possible closure of some 70 state parks. Governor Brown also signed the Student Athletes Bill of Rights. This legislation will require California universities that generate more than $10 million a year in media revenue to provide specific protections to college athletes. UCLA, UC Berkeley, Stanford, and USC must provide equivalent academic scholarships to student athletes who are injured and lose their athletic scholarship. They will also be required to pay health care premiums for low-income student athletes, and they must cover all deductibles for injuries related to the student's athletic participation.
Well, here's some highlights from the most recent City Council meeting.
October marks the 22nd anniversary of the Cultural Arts Center and the 7th anniversary of the opening of the George Nakano Theater. The Cultural Arts Commission will also celebrate the 35th anniversary of the Excellence in Arts Awards this month. All of this is perfect timing since October is National Arts and Humanities Month here in the city of Torrance. Council encourages all residents to partake in the various cultural events that Torrance offers all year round. October is also Family History Month here in Torrance. The South Bay City's Genealogical Society was founded in 1977 and aims to help all South Bay families discover who their ancestors are. There are more than 2,000 books available in the genealogical room at the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library. Residents were reminded that with the help of libraries, volunteers, and community outreach programs, everyone can learn more about their own family history. David Church, the city's lobbyist, discussed the current climate in Washington and how that will impact cities like Torrance. And not surprisingly, so much will depend on the outcome of the November election. Church discussed the changing of the yearmark system in Washington and the possible changes in Congress. He also reminded council and staff that they are constantly looking for grant opportunities that may benefit the city of Torrance.
Kelly Mayor Middle is the latest school to undergo a transformation. Reporter Kyle Sexton takes us to their recent rededication ceremony.
Thank you for the Cali pride that you guys represent. And here we are.
It is obvious that the city of Torrance has extreme dedication for its schools. Parents, students, school staff, and elected officials all came out to support the Cali Mayor rededication ceremony. This is just another step towards making the Torrance education system one of the finest.
We are proud in Torrance that the school district is one of those top 3 reasons why people move to Torrance, and this continues that reputation of having a great school district.
Thanks to the community's majority vote for the school bonds X and Y, Cali Mayor was remodeled from head to toe, under budget and on schedule. The school has a fresh start, ready for what the school year brings.
I already thought there was a good school before, but there were some improvements that could have been done to the buildings, and constructions are never easy, but I am very glad to see the results. The campus is beautiful.
Cali Mayor is home to almost 800 students and received the highest SAT scores in the entire Torrance Unified School District. It's a school dedicated to the highest academic standards. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Kyle Sexton.
Wood Elementary School also has some new features to brag about.
Our school has received new flooring, ceilings, roof, electrical, windows, plumbing, just about everything except without tearing the buildings down. And we love it.
This school project took almost a year to complete, but Howard Wood Elementary was able to finish in time and even slightly under budget. Community leaders, school officials, parents, and students gathered in the auditorium for the rededication ceremony. And all the school improvements are thanks to bond measures Y and Z, where residents voted to modernize Torrance schools. Those schools with the most need have been renovated first.
Active RX is the latest business to make Torrance its home. The rehabilitation clinic held a ribbon-cutting ceremony to introduce the community to its state-of-the-art facility. Active RX offers physical therapy and strengthening exercises for injured or elderly patients. Mayor Frank Scotto was on hand to welcome Active RX to Torrance, as well as thank them for adding new jobs to the city.
We know that you have choices, but you chose Torrance, and we are pleased because not only that you're operating this business here, but you've created jobs for people that work in the city of Torrance and a great place for residents to come. So congratulations. Here you go. Take.
For more information, visit activerx.com. Coming up, it's more than just a cough and a cold. We'll tell you about the recent outbreak of whooping cough.
And we'll tell you why distracted pedestrians can be just as dangerous as distracted drivers.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Look, honey, the neighbors just bought a big screen TV.
Hey, I just got a bonus at work. Maybe we should get one too.
Hold on there.
Savings Man.
Using your bonus to secure your future by paying down debt or saving is a better way to go.
Well, I declare you're right, Savings Man.
Stay ahead by choosing to save. And don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses.
But their name is Johnson.
For more tips and tools, visit choosetosave.org today.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults 15 to 29. And one person dies from melanoma every hour. It's time. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
St. Catherine Labor School had a lot to celebrate this year and a lot to celebrate last year and the year before. Reporter Shia Kobayashi explains.
It was a weekend full of the 3 great F's: fiesta, family, and fun. The St. Catherine Labor School was temporarily turned into a carnival-like atmosphere for 3 days. This event, also known as the St. Catherine Labor Fiesta, is held annually and in celebration of the school being voted South Bay's best private school for the year 2012. This award is familiar to St. Catherine's since they also won in 2009 and in 2010.
St. Catherine Library School was voted the best in South Bay because we offer a multicultural education along with the diverse population. Our families come together, our children learn more about each other, and it's a living, working community.
The community was able to come together and enjoy carnival rides and game booths. Participants also enjoyed food booths that featured various dishes from cultures like Vietnam, the Philippines, and Mexico. The stage was lit up with live entertainment from students who showed off their dancing skills. And not only that, the school's auditorium hosted a silent auction as well as a used book fair. All of the money raised from this fiesta will be used to support the school's outreach programs, scholarships, and general repair costs of the 60-year-old facility. These events in the school's track record are just part of St. Catherine's success.
Our parents are the driving force behind our success. Partnership between parents and teachers, I think, makes for a good environment for the children.
For This Week in Torrance, this is Shia Kobayashi.
Today, distracted drivers are a common threat to others on the road, but distracted pedestrians are also causing problems. Reporter Shia Kobayashi explains.
It's happening all over the community.
I see myself doing it a lot. I actually just did it on the way over here.
You know, when I'm parked, I check it. When I get back in the car, I check it. While I'm grocery shopping, I'm bad. I do it all the time.
The other day I was just replying back and I wasn't paying attention, ran into a couple people and then was set to the side, hit a pole.
Sending a simple text message, answering a phone call, or browsing the web on your smartphone while walking could potentially hurt you. Distracted walking sent more than 1,100 people to the emergency room nationwide just in this past year. Chief Bill Kemp of Providence Little Company of Mary has seen the consequences firsthand.
Injuries that have been seen with distracted walking include contusions, broken ankles, wrists, fractured hips, things like that.
Over the past 7 years, the amount of distracted pedestrians admitted to the hospital for their cell phones have increased over 400%.
The most common and dangerous cases involve pedestrians falling off a curve, tripping over an object, and being struck by bicyclists and even a vehicle coming in and out of a driveway.
As they talk on the phone or they're texting, that takes their focus, so they're not paying attention to where they're walking or who they're walking in front of.
Even listening to music through headphones have landed people in the hospital. With its array of dangers and precautions, there is just one universal message to take from all of this about distracted walking.
Just pay attention where you're walking. It can be very dangerous, especially in our city. There's a lot of traffic. We have a large mall and a lot of businesses, so just be careful and watch where you're walking.
Pay attention to where they're going, be aware of their surroundings, and stay safe.
For This Week in Torrance, this is Chia Kobayashi.
Currently, there's little statistical data on deaths related to pedestrian distraction. However, several studies are reporting the potential for a serious health issue. One study of 127 pedestrians showed that 48% of cell phone users stepped into a crosswalk as a car approached. That's a much higher rate of unsafe behavior than was demonstrated by pedestrians without electronics.
It's a disease that is making a comeback. Reporter Kyle Sexton tells us about whooping cough and how you can prevent it.
Runny nose, fever. It may seem like the common cold that can be cured over the counter, but these symptoms could suggest something far more serious, like the highly contagious respiratory infection known as the whooping cough. Pertussis, commonly called whooping cough, is a dangerous disease that spreads easily and is most common in children. It has experienced a number of recent outbreaks, especially in California. The pertussis vaccine was once thought to last forever, but wears off over time. According to Elizabeth Clark at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, this is not a reason to skip the vaccine as an infant, even though some have developed doubts.
When you're vaccinated, it helps your body develop antibodies to protect you when you are exposed to the bacteria.
Pertussis can lead to pneumonia and even death. It is important to take children to get the vaccine as early as 2 months old in order to protect the community, especially other children.
If anyone has ever listened to a child trying to catch their breath with this whooping, it should drive them to get vaccinated.
This vaccine is not only crucial for children, but it's important that parents get it as well. As far as the vaccine wearing off, the answer is not to avoid it altogether, but to get a booster shot as an adult. With the high risk factors involved in the disease, it is worth the time and energy for a second dose. The best way to protect children always starts with the health of their caretakers.
They're all set. Okay, thank you.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Kyle Sexton.
For more information on whooping cough, visit the Centers for Disease Control at cdc.gov.
We all want to be better parents, but outbursts like tantrums or meltdowns from your kid can make being a parent a tough job. Reporter Kyle Sexton tells us how one class is helping.
Fighting, tantrums, these are things that all kids do. But how do you deal with this as a parent?
Peggy Tremaine can help.
Marriage and family therapist Peggy Tremaine has taught the Positive Parenting and Successful Kids class for 30 years at North High School, and she is good at it. The methods Tremaine teaches apply to all ages in all situations, whether it's a child not wanting to pick up their toys or a teenager not wanting to limit their television time. There are skills a parent can learn that will last a lifetime.
And no matter whether they're gifted or they have learning disabilities or they're autistic, the treatment is the same in terms of positive parenting.
Situations with kids may have changed over the years, but the methods of dealing with them are still the same. Kids need to learn the difference between right and wrong, and parents need to learn proper communication and behavior skills, things that never go out of style.
Often I hear Peggy's voice kind of going on behind me, just say, to take a deep breath and to realize you're not always perfect. You're not always going to be like the model mom, but that's okay. Just keep going, keep it positive.
The class is fun with audience interaction and humor. Perhaps the best advice for a parent is to relax, model self-control, refuse to argue with your child, consistently discipline kids when they do wrong, and reward them when they do good. In the long run, this will make time with your child more fun, which is something every parent wants.
Did anybody notice what I just did? Yes. Did I yell? Why do we think that yelling helps?
The experience parents have with Peggy is unforgettable, and the skills learned are taken to heart.
This class was life-changing for me. It changed the way I raised my kids.
My mother still to this day uses the tactics that she learned from a workshop from Peggy when I was 12.
Your main job as a parent, to me, is to get rid of your children. At what age? When they're mature enough to go out on their own.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Kyle Sexton.
Thanks, Kyle. For more information on positive parenting and Peggy Tremaine, send an email to adelekaplan@gmail.com. After the break, we'll give you a preview of what's happening in local sports.
License and registration, please. Know why I pulled you over? That's right, you were texting. Sit tight, I'll be right back.
Zombies. When you drive and use your phone, you pay over a third less attention to the road.
Something's not right. My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
My legs, sometimes they'll go numb.
Double vision.
They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Well, the beginning is the hardest time.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
We had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
I was a dancer. I don't see walking the way I walk any different than doing a dance. It just looks different. It's a different dance.
You see me have an off day, it doesn't take away from who I am.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
But I would exercise every day.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
To make a lot of changes in my life and just adapt to it.
I'm going to acknowledge its presence. I'm not going to discount it. But at the same time, I'm going to try my best to not let it stop me.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS. And sharing is the key.
The Torrance Historical Society and Museum and the Rotary Club of Del Amo are hosting the original fall tour of historic homes on Saturday and Sunday, October 13th and 14th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on both days. For a $20 donation, guests can tour the inside of half a dozen addresses, and we'll see how residents have renovated, updated, and decorated these historic homes. Tickets can be purchased directly from the Torrance Historical Society and Museum. For more information, call 310-328-5392 or visit torrancehistoricalsociety.org.
And now let's get a preview of the latest edition of the Sports Desk.
Host Juan Hernandez is in the studio to tell us more. Juan?
Hi, Ben and Jen. Great to see you, as always. This week on the Sports Desk, we're going to have that much-anticipated West versus North matchup on the football field, and the North and South volleyball teams both on a roll to close out September. So check out the Sports Desk every day at 4 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. right here on CitiCABLE Channel 3.
Thanks, Juan. And finally, it's that time of year again. Time for bratwurst and umpapa bands and, of course, beer. Reporter Lorena Salcedo takes us to the annual Oktoberfest celebration at Alpine Village.
The crowd we have here is amazing. They're very interactive.
It's all in the spirit of a special holiday that originated in Munich, Germany more than 200 years ago. The first Oktoberfest started as a celebration of a royal marriage. But today, these crowds aren't celebrating a wedding.
It celebrates a number of things. Basically, it's just a gathering of people that get together to drink a lot of beer and have a lot of fun.
Chosen as one of the best Oktoberfests in the world by USA Today, Alpine Village is famous for having the largest and oldest celebration in Southern California since 1968.
The sound, the lighting, the awesome bands that we bring in from Germany, we fly them in to actually produce the event and play at the event, and I don't think that's done anywhere else in the country.
The quality of the production is what really drives the massive amounts of people to this event. There is a unique blend of activities that keep Oktoberfest attendees entertained for hours. From dances to competitions to beer, the fun is nonstop.
We just keep the energy going from one thing to the next, and it's a great mixture of different types of energy. So we go from having the old school, old-fashioned German umpapa to playing Michael Jackson with a disco ball.
The visitors are excited for a variety of reasons, and many continue to come back year after year.
I've been coming for over 30 years. I find it a wonderful place on Sundays to bring your family, to share, meet, and enjoy life.
Part of the reason why I'm really excited to be here at Oktoberfest is that I have family heritage that goes back to the original Oktoberfest 202 years ago.
The Alpine Village Oktoberfest attracts 15,000 to 18,000 people per weekend. Come early to enjoy your liter of beer. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Lorena Salcedo.
Thank you, Lorena. Oktoberfest runs every Friday and Saturday night from 6 p.m. to midnight and Sunday afternoon from 1 to 6 p.m. until October 27th. For more information, visit alpinevillagecenter.com. That's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.